for Valentine's Day, I thought I'd buy a gun.
And you were super responsible about it too, right? Like, you got all the proper licenses, you took a class, you keep it in a safe under your bed.
Yep.
Really, really great proper gun safety, Emily. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. I'd like to think that I'm a responsible gun owner.
We're joking. Neither of us own guns. This was a attempt to reference the movie we're covering today, which is Gone Girl. If you didn't get the quote.
I mean, I'd say Girl. It's probably, like, the most iconic quote from the movie. Every Valentine's Day I see it, like, come up on my timeline. I'm like, oh, no. Sure. It's her day. It's Amy's day.
Right? I feel like that and the cool girl speech, and we weren't about to recite the entire cool girl speech, so...
Imagine if we did.
Back and forth, every other word, you and I. It would take 15 minutes.
We're not there yet.
Welcome to The Swamp. The Swamp is an acronym.
Stands for some whack-ass movie podcasting.
My name is Dara. As always, I'm here with my co-host, Emily. Emily, how are you today?
I am stellar. After watching this movie, I feel like I've been reset.
Really? Because I was telling you that I feel like I watched this movie, like, probably within the last 3 or 4 months. I think Henry maybe had never seen it. And I feel like this is a great movie to watch with your significant other. To really, I mean, not that I had any doubts per se, but if you're, like, I would say to test the waters in a new relationship, watch Gone Girl together. Especially if you're hetero, like, in a hetero relationship. To test a man, to gauge his reaction about Gone Girl. Like, you know how it's like red flag if he likes Fight Club? Fuck all that. Scrap all that. Let people enjoy things. Make him watch Gone Girl, but don't watch the movie. Just watch him out of the corner of your eye the whole time. That's my first date, maybe not first date,
like
third date recommendation. Yeah.
No, I think you can really get a read off of someone in terms of what they think about Gone Girl.
Which, I love it.
I think it's outstanding. I love David Fincher in general, so...
Yeah, it's a David Fincher, which for me is always a home run for the most part. Like, I'm not gonna say he can do no wrong in my eyes, but, like, all of his movies just fucking knock it out of the park for me.
Wait, yeah, I was gonna say all of them, because he did Mank.
Oh, yeah, not Mank. Definitely not Mank for me, but, like, Zodiac, Seven, all the good David Fincher movies really do it for me, but the bad ones don't. I rescind my statement.
I can't blame you. We didn't even get through all of Mank before we were like, this is stupid, and shut it off.
I think we were just screaming, this is dumb, this is dumb. We just didn't even watch. We were just like...
just really mad about it the entire time.
Bro, just stop making Gary Oldman wear facial prosthetics. That's my campaign. That's my...
Stop putting Gary Oldman in movies in general.
Right? After he was in the Batman movies as Commissioner Gordon, it should have ended there for me.
Well, like, don't you want to, like, end on top? You know what I mean? Go out, like, with a bang, and then you're good.
But I would say this movie is certainly the bang of someone's career who we've talked about a lot on this podcast, and that's Ben Affleck.
I've got a lot to say about him and his performance in this. This is a Ben Affleck hate podcast, if you didn't know. For some reason, Jen decides to sneak in a Ben Affleck question every week for Chocolate and Vanilla just to, like, spite me. And, like, I just cannot be vocal enough about how much I dislike Ben Affleck as an actor, as I'm pretty sure he's not a really good person either. Not that really... I'm not going to really speak to that, I guess, but just his presence in movies fucking revolts me. It makes me feel pukey when I see him on my movie screen. Well, I don't like it. Well, that's what was so good about this movie, is that it was just Ben Affleck being himself. That's the only way he would ever get cast in a David Fincher movie, is that it's just him being Ben Affleck.
I hate Ben Affleck, and I fully believe nobody should have been cast as Nick Dunn other than Ben Affleck. I think this is fucking phenomenal, and I don't think it's because he's a good actor. I think he's just right for this role, because this role is such an unlikable guy, and he just plays an unlikable guy so well. I fucking wonder why.
Whoever the casting director was for this needs their ass ate.
I
I actually have a funny story though. So David Fincher, when he'd gone through the script, they were basically in the casting process, and he, I guess, goes a lot just like on IMDb or just like on the internet, and he'll just look at photos, like basically just like stock photos of actors to just like see if he can in his mind kind of place them. And so he's like very visual about it, I guess. And so he saw a photo of Ben Affleck doing that smile. And he immediately placed him in that scene where he smiles next to the missing poster of his wife. And he was like, oh, that's the guy. He's like, look at that smile. That guy looks so, like, condescending and, like, shitty. Like, that's the smile I need in my movie. So that's, like, why Ben Affleck got cast in this movie. It's because David Fincher saw his smile and was like, oh, that's a guy who totally got accused of killing his wife. Yeah.
And he was so right for that. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things, like, I loved everyone's performance in this, but, like, for so many different reasons, because Rosamund Pike gave, like, the performance of a lifetime kind of thing, and then Ben Affleck was just kind of there. He was, like, really method about it.
Yeah, right, like, him just...
They actually didn't give him a script, he just riffed the entire time.
Right? Oh my god, I would believe it. Yeah, this is like his best acting performance ever, I think. I think it's just simply because he embodies this character so well. And much like Gary Oldman should let it rest, I think Ben Affleck should fucking let it rest after Gone Girl, because
he's just not gonna top this.
Also, I guess if you watch the movie with the David Fincher commentary, which I personally haven't done, but I was reading some comments online about people who had, David Fincher fucking hates Ben Affleck.
Oh, yeah.
He's so hard to work with. He's just, like, really all about himself. Just, like, not somebody you want.
Which does not shock me at all. Because did you hear...
Yeah.
Did you... I've seen this video, I think it's from the commentary, about... it's David Fincher talking about... There's one scene where Ben Affleck, who plays Nick Dunn, is his name in the movie. He's in an airport and he's like going back home or whatever, and he puts on a baseball cap. And Ben Affleck fully shut down production on this movie
for 4 days.
Yep, for 4 days.
4 days.
Because David Fincher wanted Ben to wear a New York Yankees hat. And in case you didn't know, which who doesn't know, Ben Affleck is a Boston guy. And he's, like, that hardcore, like, Boston Red Sox person. And he fully just sat there and said, I will not wear this fucking New York Yankees hat. And he shut down production.
Which, like, you're a fucking actor. You're acting. So people know you're acting, buddy. They know you're in a movie. They know you didn't wear that Yankees hat by choice. But that also tells me that he felt close enough to this role that he didn't want to behave the way Nick Dunn would behave. You know what I mean? So this is a little too close to home for me, but they fully made somebody from costume go out and get a Mets hat, I think is what that he ended up wearing, because he fully would not wear the Yankees cap. And I just cannot imagine a more unbearable person to be around.
Yeah. If I was David Fincher, I would be livid. And I don't blame him for hating Ben Affleck after this. I would too.
Yeah, right? I would have had Jake Gyllenhaal's number up and been like, I'm gonna call him and we will restart this whole shit right now. Like,
honestly, yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal totally could have done this, but
he plays unhinged really well, but I think maybe he would have been a little too unhinged. I think that's the thing about Nick Dunn that's so, like, really draws you in. Is, like, he's not likable or, like, he's just kind of there, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just kind of drifting through the movie. He doesn't really, like... It's he feels like that Kiki... Like, everyone knows a guy like this, almost, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's literally just some guy.
Like, I could know Nick Dunn for, like, years or something like that, and it'd be like that Keke Palmer thing, and it's like, I do not know this man. He could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know him.
I wouldn't say a thing. But if you haven't watched Gone Girl, I definitely suggest it. There's definitely some, I'm gonna say, like, content warnings for this movie, for sure. Like, murder, obviously, kidnapping, like, rape and sexual assault are all things at the forefront of this film.
So if that's like, you know, if that's not something you want to consume, I can totally see that. So maybe don't watch Gone Girl or listen to this episode if that's not your jam. But it's kind of like, I would say, I wouldn't call this a horror movie, and I wouldn't call it like a psychological thriller either,
I'd
per se.
The best word that I could think to describe it is just suspense.
Yeah, for sure.
I totally agree with you. Psychological thriller is not quite it. It definitely has elements of it, but it's not, like, entirely there. So just, like, a suspenseful movie, a suspenseful drama, or, like, because you can't even classify it as a murder mystery either. Like, it kind of is.
Yeah.
Kind of. It's a lot of, like, kind ofs.
Which is why I think it's so enticing to me as a viewer. I can't remember if I saw this in the movie theaters or not, but I remember the book. So it's based off of a book by Gillian Flynn, and it was like super popular. Like every book club in America was reading Gone Girl, and especially once like the movie kind of trailer came out, I think super popular people who wanted to like read the book and then see the movie type thing. Like, I think they're, like, very closely married to each other. Because I think she helped with the movie. I think she maybe, like, wrote part of the screenplay or, like, advised the screenplay or something like that.
That makes sense.
So, like, yeah, so she was really close with this project because she, you know, wanted to make sure her book got, like, translated, you know, to film in a way that she liked. I personally haven't read the book, but I think my mom read it, and I remember being around a lot of people who were reading it at that time, and, like, definitely, like, yeah, like, disturbing. Like, it's disturbing material.
Should we give a brief recap?
Yeah, this movie is wild. And this is not a spoiler-free podcast, obviously, so if you have any intention of watching Gone Girl and you haven't done it at this moment, honestly, please pause this and go watch it on your free time. It's such a good movie. And it really gives you all those twists and turns that if you saw them coming, they're still satisfying.
Yeah, it's for those who are looking to watch it. It's on Hulu right now. I always feel a lot more enticed to watch something when I know that it's free to me. Not exactly free to me, but you know what I mean. On one of the things that I already pay for.
Yeah, I believe I watched it on Hulu as well. So please leave if you're gonna watch Gone Girl. Go leave and come back. So timestamp this and then come back. So a little bit of recap, I guess, if you've watched it in the past and just need a reminder, or if you've never watched it and you don't feel the need to, but for some reason you want to listen to us talk about it. It's about basically this kind of failing marriage between Nick and Amy Dunn. And Nick Dunn is Ben Affleck and Amy Dunn is Rosamund Pike, for actor references, I guess. And he, on the morning of their anniversary, finds their apartment kind of like, or their house, their beautiful house that they live in, has been kind of like tampered with. Like, it seems like somebody's broken in. There's like a coffee table's broken. There's like some things kind of disarray. And his wife is gone. And so he puts in a missing persons report. The police get involved.
And immediately...
And it's sus.
Immediately, they suspect him. For good reason.
Yeah, it's always the husband. Like, when a woman is gone, it's always like, I'm not gonna say all men murder their wives, because that's
not true.
All men don't murder their wives, but every murdered wife was killed by a husband. If that makes sense.
No,
you know what I mean.
It's like a square is a rectangle, but a rectangle is not a square.
Yeah, exactly. But so they're like, you are sus as hell. Please stay close by the police station because we want to keep a watchful eye on you, Ben Affleck. And you're like a weird presence about you.
And
he's like, I did not kill my wife.
Yeah, like, he's so oafish about it. He's like, what? You think me, Ben Affleck, would kill my wife? Never. That's so unlike me, guys. Come on.
But, like, through this whole police investigation, it's also been kind of tied up in this anniversary scavenger hunt that she plans for him every year. So she, like, hides clues around town and all their favorite spots or whatever. And they show flashbacks to years past when it's been like, oh, like, it's this big thing that they do together on their anniversary. But now it kind of seems like he's a little tired of it. And he's like, ugh, this again.
Yeah. Well, he, like, hates his wife.
Yeah, right? They're a horrible couple.
We haven't mentioned that he hates his wife. He was like, gonna ask her for a divorce that day, kind of thing. Like, hates his wife. And he's also cheating on her with this, like, 22-year-old, like, student of his kind of thing.
Yeah, I guess he like teaches writing at like a community college or something, like part-time, and she was one of his students. And they're like, he said that they've been having this affair for like 2 years, which is fucking crazy. Hasn't he only been married to Amy for like
3 years?
3 years? Yeah.
Yeah, something like that. I think they were like a little over a year or something like that. But still, that is a significant amount of time. And I do not find Ben Affleck capable enough to hide a secret romance outside of his marriage for that long.
Okay, not only do I agree with you on that front, but in no fucking fictional universe does Ben Affleck, or a clone of Ben Affleck, or any Ben Affleck-esque looking man ever fucking pull Rosamund Pike A or Emily Ratajkowski, I think that's how you say her name. She's a fucking supermodel who plays the young girl he's having an affair with. He pulled both of them. He has both of these women in this movie. What the fuck? In what fucking universe? I'm sorry.
Well, here's the other thing that I wanted to say. In what universe does... I keep just calling him Ben Affleck because his character to me is just Ben Affleck. But like...
Baffleck.
But Ben Affleck would never, ever give head on the first date. That, out of everything in this entire movie, that was the thing that was the most unrealistic for me.
Oh my god. Oh, you're so right. You're so right. And like the way he's like trying to flirt with her at this party. So this is a flashback where they show how he met his wife, Amy Dunn, at like a party. They both live in New York City. And he like walks up to her and he just starts making all these like really like observational comments about her. He's like, what kind of guy in this room is your type? You like Amish guys? And just like starts saying all of this really whack out of pocket shit. And she's just kind of like quipping back at him. But I'm like, if a man ever came up to me at a party and started talking to me like that, I would forcibly vomit on his shoes. I'd be like, stop talking to me. Like, I cannot even pretend that she's into it.
But anyways, back to the recap. Pretty much this whole investigation is going on, and it's over the course of pretty much 4 days is when it starts to get really fucking crazy, which I thought was another thing about it. I was like, they're ready to throw Ben Affleck in prison after like 2 days or something like that. But also I was like, they have this whole like find Amy like helpline and tip, and the whole town is out just searching. They're like scouring the river, and like everyone's walking through fields looking for her. And I was like, this is so crazy.
They're like, where are dead bodies?
I was like, she's been gone for less than 48 hours, and literally every single person in town is out there doing this. I was like, this is not realistic. But then I was like, wait, she's a white woman in the Midwest. This is very realistic.
Yeah, right. And she has rich parents, and her parents have like written this children's book series about her, so she's like kind of a public figure of sorts. But also, I will refute your statement. As most missing persons cases, if they are not solved within the first 48 hours, the likelihood of it ever getting solved drops down to like 3%. Jesus. Like your window of finding a missing person is 2 days. Like that's generally how it goes. So they go hard as soon as they realize somebody's missing, because that's the more time you waste, probably the farther away they are, the more dead they are.
No, that makes sense.
But then they find out that Amy that supposedly their family has all this credit card debt, and that $1 million life insurance policy has been taken out on her, and basically all signs are pointing to like he fucking killed his wife, right? Like it couldn't be more obvious. And so they find the murder weapon, supposedly what they think is like this club that has a little bit of blood splatter on it that's been like burned. So they're like, we have the murder weapon. And then they find her diary, which has also been like partially burned. And they're like, okay, we have enough evidence. We're going to arrest Ben Affleck. And so then Ben Affleck is like, who do I need right now? A lawyer. Who's the best lawyer? Tyler Perry. So fucking Tyler Perry wife killer attorney at law, I guess, gets on Team Affleck and just swindles the case in his direction so he gets to go home. Or he gets to go stay with his twin sister who, like, is just around, I guess.
Just hanging out.
Then this is where we get our big M. Night Shyamalan fucking twist, where it turns out she is not dead, and that she fabricated this whole situation to get out of her shitty marriage. She faked the diary. She purposefully bled all over their kitchen and then cleaned it up to, like, she basically staged the whole kidnapping scene so that she could start a new life, basically. And she intentionally is framing her husband for murder, which is awesome. I love that for her. Girl boss.
Like, it's one of those things that I was sitting there and I was like, to be fair, I would do the same thing if I was married to Ben Affleck.
I know,
especially
right?
if
So
I
feel like a lot of
people... If I found out he was cheating on me, the audacity.
Right, I was... Like, a lot of people, I think, would think that she is completely unhinged and just, like, acting absolutely preposterously in this situation, and I could not disagree more. I could not disagree more, though. If I was, like, married for many years, getting cheated on with a student, like, if my husband, Ben Affleck, was cheating on me, Rosamund Pike, me, Hollywood hot, 10 out of 10, Rosamund Pike, if I found out he was pulling that shit, I would probably do something worse. Like, I think she has the skills, the brain power, the finesse, and just, she's an absolute mastermind. If she knew she could pull this shit off, and she fucking did it. I love it. She wrote the diary in different pens to make it look, like, backdated and shit. Amazing. She had the police convinced. The FBI. They were like, he did it. They were fully about to throw him in jail. So then you kind of get this backwards story of her running away. She, like, cuts her hair in a bathroom and gets new clothes, like, kind of tries to go undercover. She rents this, like, little condo-y type apartment really far away. They're living in, what, Missouri?
Yeah, I think so.
So she books it somewhere else.
I mean, stuff like, as much as you think that she's a genius, stuff does not go her way. And there are certain things that, and we'll talk about it more later after we recap it. But definitely, like, I agree with you, she's a bit of a genius. But, like, there are just enough things that I'm like, okay, Amy, that was dumb. That was really fucking dumb.
Yeah, so basically the reason her whole plan goes to shit is because she, like, I wouldn't even say be friends, but she sort of, like, is acquaintances with these neighbors she has in this, like, sort of trailer park condo-y place. And she just carries, like, all of her cash on her person, which is, like, literally, like, thousands and thousands of dollars in cash, like, in a fucking fanny pack. And it, like, kind of falls while they're playing mini golf, and they are, like, these, like, country bumpkin type people who are like, oh, we're gonna fucking rob her. So they rob her, and they take all of her money, which basically blows her whole plan. And her whole plan is also that she's gonna kill herself.
Right.
She's like...
That one frame in the movie where she's, like, writing down, like, all of these dates on her calendar of, like, what needs to happen when for her plan to succeed, and then she just has one, like, one post-it note that says, kill self, ?
Right, so I guess the end goal for her was to just, like, wait until Ben Affleck goes to jail, and then, like, kill yourself? Like, I don't know. Doesn't seem like much of the glorious ending to your plan, but she kind of, she gets bamboozled, and her plan is kind of uprooted. So she calls this ex-boyfriend who's been, like, trying to get in contact with her, like, literally since she dumped him in high school, and it's none other than Neil Patrick Harris, who's, like, a multimillionaire, I guess, like, really conveniently.
Something like that, yeah.
So she calls him up, and she's like, Neil Patrick Harris, can you, like, come to save the day, and, like, rescue me? And he's like, absolutely, sure thing, I have no problem doing that. I'll put you up in my lake house, which is, like, nicer than any house I've ever been in.
Yeah.
And so he, like, scoops her up, and he's like, don't worry, you're my wife now. And she's like, ha 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 ha. Like, I'm really glad to not be dead, but also, like, this is also now a predicament. And so she's just, like, living in his lake house, and he's, like, trying to play house with her, and it's, like, a little awkward. And so then she re-swindles the situation to make it look like he was the one who originally kidnapped her. She, like, stages a whole, like, rape scene, and then she seduces him, she slashes his throat with a box cutter while they're having sex, and then she goes home to Ben Affleck and is like, I was actually kidnapped, tee-hee-hee, the whole time. So, I guess, and then she's like, let's have a baby, and then the movie ends.
Here's my thing, is that if she actually just had a gun, she would have been fine. Her plan would have been totally fine. The fact that she got robbed, like, I know she's smarter than that. She knew that they were gonna come after her and after her money. You can see her checking the door, like, the night before and all that shit. And then these people just knock on her door and she opens it up for them. And they're like, give me your money. And she says, no. And they're like, okay, we're gonna take it. And that was it. Like, you don't have some sort of weapon or something, like, figured out. You don't just leave in the middle of the night.
You also, like, bury the cash outside, or you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, right.
Also, why are you carrying 10 grand in cold hard cash while you're fucking mini golfing?
So stupid. Like, I understand, like, wanting to keep it on your person and be able to know where it is at all times. But, like, take half of it, maybe? Would that make you feel better?
Like, a little bit in the glove compartment of your car, maybe a little bit, like, buried in a hole out back or something. Yeah. Like, distribute your assets, girl.
Like, just not the smartest thing to do whatsoever. But then she literally flips the entire situation around, which, good for her, I guess.
I
don't know.
But I love, it's like this movie has like the big twist. Like there's like small twists and turns all the way. And then you get like the big twist, like, holy shit, this is what really happened. Which is like, I fucking love, I live for that. And then, but then it continues to twist and turn all the way to the end.
Yeah. It's just wriggling around the whole time.
And I love, because, like, I would have totally thought it was Ben Affleck. Like, I mean, obviously the movie would have been kind of boring if it was. Like, that's not the point. But, like, in real life, I'm like, oh, yeah, it's the husband. The husband, it's always the husband, you know?
One thing I will say is that there's a lot of graphic scenes in this movie, but the one scene that really just makes me squirm worse than anything else is not when she slices Neil Patrick Harris's throat with a box cutter. It's at the end of the cool girl monologue when she takes a fucking hammer and slams it into, like, her eye.
If that went wrong, she literally could have perished. Like, if she accidentally broke her, like, fucking cheekbone the wrong way and it, like, punctured something wrong in there, like, that, ooh. Also, the type of, like, commitment and conviction you have to literally, like, harm yourself in that way, like, your body will stop you, you know what I mean? Like, if you try to hit yourself as hard as you can, like, your body, like, physically stops you from doing so.
It's like,
how can she fucking hammer her own eye?
Well, it's like that thing that, like, what is it? If you, like, bit someone's finger off, it's only the amount of pressure that you use to, like, bite into a carrot or something like that, but
you baby carrot.
Well, you physically can't do that to your own body because your brain is like, nope, that's a hard block.
I feel like that fact always fucks me up because there's a bone in your finger. Like, do they just mean, like, you can bite through, like, the fleshy part? Because your finger gets to bone, like, real fast, you know?
I don't know.
Like,
if
there's
we have
not
any
much
doctors that listen to this podcast, I would be shocked if anyone in the medical field listened to this.
If you're...
What do you have so many things better to do with your time than listen to us.
Right.
But if there is that one person out there that knows if you can actually bite through your bone, or if it's just through the flesh on this, let us know. I would like to know.
I know, similarly, it only takes something like 7 pounds of force to rip an ear off.
Oh.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
If you grab somebody's ear, like, for self-defense, if you grab somebody's ear and you rip down, you probably have enough strength in your arm to maybe not rip the whole thing off, but do some serious fucking damage. Yeah, and if you palm to the nose, obviously.
Yeah, the palm to the nose, it's like a couple pounds of pressure or something like that. It's not more than 10. That's for sure. But, like, Amy didn't, like, could Amy not have, like, taken a self-defense class or something like that beforehand?
Right.
Like, you saw her doing all of her prep, you know what I mean? Because she was, like, a housewife, pretty much. She didn't do anything all day, except just prepare for her murder scheme. And I don't think she did anything, like, in terms of, like, physicality.
Imagine if she just got absolutely jacked, like the way people do in prison. Like, I just think of, in Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Uncle Iroh gets absolutely shredded by doing pull-ups in his jail cell, and then he goes and fucks shit up. That should have been Amy Dunn every day. Fucking CrossFit, bitch. She should have been taking boxing classes. Yeah, I would have loved that for her.
She's a housewife. That would not have been suspicious. She has a hobby.
And all of a sudden, she just, like, hulks out of her clothes, and she's just absolutely shredded. That's the story I want for Amy Dunn.
I want her biceps to be bigger than Nick Dunn's.
Yeah, right, Ben Affleck. But I love Ben Affleck's physical form in this movie.
Yes, it's like you can almost tell it was right before his fat era, or like after.
It was at the end. This was right before he did Batman. So actually, as filming of the movie goes on, you can see him kind of start to like bulk up for Batman.
Interesting.
Yeah, to, like, get fit and stuff, but, like, not that he's fat, but just, like, in his like, line of changing his body for different roles, he's looks like a normal person and not like a Hollywood actor who's being paid to, like, eat 0 calories a day and go to the gym, you know what I mean? And I love that for him.
He's a little husky.
I love it.
It was weird seeing Neil Patrick Harris in this, honestly. I will say he was cast right. It's just one of the, like, he played the creepy guy really well, but, like, whenever I see Neil Patrick Harris, like, playing a straight person, I'm like, this feels wrong. This is
really? How I Met Your Mother?
See, like, even then, it just didn't do it for me. Maybe that's just, like, my outside knowledge of, like, oh, Neil Patrick Harris, like, you know what I mean? But,
yeah, I feel like people use him as an example a lot of, like, gay actors playing gay characters, because oftentimes gay actors get, like, stereotyped and will only be cast in gay roles, so therefore straight people playing gay characters isn't, like, really as progressive, because then you're taking something away. But a lot of people have used Neil Patrick Harris as a counter to that argument in the past, where they're like, Neil Patrick Harris literally only plays straight people. Like,
that's true.
But yeah, I agree. So was that the big, like, jump scare of this movie for you? Because for me, it was obviously Tyler Perry.
No, Tyler Perry was definitely the jump scare.
This movie has a few of those, though, to be honest. This movie has a few, like, they're here now? Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it was only really those two that made me be like, oh, okay.
For me, it's also Missy Pyle, who plays the reporter lady. You know, the blonde reporter lady?
Yeah,
who,
I
like,
didn't know who that was. I knew her. She's
the mom from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. She plays the gum girl, Violet Beauregard. She plays Violet Beauregard's mom, and they wear the matching velour tracksuits the whole time. That's her.
Yeah.
That's Missy Pyle. Yeah.
Oh
so her,
God.
for me, I was like, work, bitch. You get that, like, Wendy Williams talk show bitchy host role. Like, I love it. She's perfect for it.
Yeah, that one was well cast as well.
Here we are, back at it again with another interim segment extravaganza with our regularly scheduled guest, my mother, Jen. Jen, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you guys?
I'm great. So, you're here to do Chocolate and Vanilla. You host this segment of the pod. It's a game of your own invention. You name 2 things, and we all say which one we like better. So does this week have a theme?
It does have a theme. So I was inspired by Neil Patrick Harris. So it's people with 3 names versus people with 1 name.
So, like, I don't want to accidentally guess anything, but for example, like, Helena Bonham Carter, 3 names, Bono, 1 name.
Yeah, those both
like
would have
that?
been really good ones, yeah.
Okay. So those are just the 2 first examples that came to my mind.
Yes.
All right.
And I would also say a lot of 3 name people are serial killers, and a lot of 1 name people are musicians, right?
Makes sense.
Yeah, I guess. Like John Wayne Gacy, I guess. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so hopefully there's not a serial killer section of this.
No.
It's just all serial killers.
Okay, yeah, right. All right,
Works
I'm
perfectly
ready.
with this week's theme. Or
True.
not theme, but pod.
Okay.
All right.
So chocolate or vanilla?
Chocolate.
Vanilla.
Chocolate. Chocolate, vanilla, or strawberry?
Oh my god, another? You are just incorporating these every week now, aren't you? This is Jen likes to throw in a little twist these days and add in a third option. So I'm just still gonna say chocolate.
Vanilla. Yeah.
Chocolate. Okay. Lee Harvey Oswald or Sting?
Lee Harvey Oswald, the guy who killed
JFK.
John F. Kennedy,
Yeah.
or Sting? And I'm picking who I like more.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Sting on this one.
This one just feels like the question should have been like, who has had more of a cultural impact?
Yeah, right? In which case I rescind my answer, but...
Yeah, I'll go with Sting as well. I recently watched the first Dune movie, and Sting plays one of like the lead guys.
Which is
so
a
weird, right?
very good call, because are you psyched for Dune in October?
Oh, of course.
Oh, so I'll also go with Sting, obviously.
What?
What? All right, Sarah Michelle Gellar or Liberace?
I'll go with Sarah Michelle Gellar.
Is that
You gotta-
the one?
She's Daphne, or she's
Yeah,
Buffy.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
she's Buffy. Yeah, I'm also gonna go with her. she had more of an impact on my life than Liberace is.
I will go with Buffy the Vampire Slayer also. Yeah.
Nice.
Jamie Lee Curtis or Whoopi?
Oh my god. That's so hard, because you said Jamie Lee, and I'm like, well, there's no way I'm not picking
right.
Jamie, and then you said Whoopi. I have to pick Whoopi. Those two are icons. This is perhaps your hardest question yet, Jen, but I'm gonna pick Whoopi.
This is a lot to take in. This is a lot to process.
This is something you should have given us both warning for like 3 weeks ago. Like,
Yeah, really. Oh my god, I would have made like a list of pros and cons for both of them.
like a red string connecting different attributes. Like you're solving a crime.
As much as I love Jamie Lee Curtis, I am also gonna have to say Whoopi. Sister Act is one of my favorite movies, so it's a must.
I'll take Whoopi too, so Whoopi sweeps. Millie Bobby Brown or Whitney?
You mention her like every week.
She has 3 names.
Whitney as in Whitney Houston?
Yeah, because like some people, even though they have 2 names, like they're known for. You can say Whitney, and everybody knows who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I suppose. Beyonce Knowles versus just Beyonce. I mean, that does imply that Whitney doesn't have a last name, though. I'm gonna pick Whitney. You're gonna put up Millie Bobby Brown against Whitney
Well, because
Houston?
of Get It, Bobby Brown. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I like that you keep managing to sneak in Millie Bobby Brown, kind of like how you sneak in like Fast and Furious every so often. But I'm also gonna have to say Whitney.
Yeah, I will go with Whitney. Did you guys know I saw Whitney in concert?
No.
Yeah. This is amazing. I love this story.
Yeah, my softball coach in college was head of security for Great Woods, the venue down in Mansfield, which is now called something else. And so we all got to be security for Whitney. Which just meant I stood in the back row and like made sure nobody jumped seats or something. Yeah.
No, I get it. That's what I do right now. I work at the XL Center.
Yeah.
So.
But it was Whitney. She was amazing.
I'm just gonna say, Whitney could have done Stranger Things, but Millie Bobby Brown could never have done The Bodyguard.
This is true.
What? You're not convinced by her cover of Imagine? You don't think that she...
Absolutely not.
So yeah, if I didn't say it, of course, Whitney for the sweep. Next one, Evan Rachel Wood or Cher?
Oh, that's really hard. I love Westworld, but you can't not pick Cher. So it's got to be Cher for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna second that. Definitely Cher.
I would say Cher too. Chad Michael Murray or Jesus?
I cannot believe you with these questions. I'm gonna pick Chad Michael Murray.
Do you want to give a reasoning or?
Because much like Millie Bobby Brown and Whitney, I think Chad Michael could have done the crucifixion, but I don't think Jesus could have played Austin Ames.
Damn, you pulled two people from Freaky Friday for this one. Not Jesus, I mean you did Jamie Lee Curtis.
I was like, there's some kind of reference I don't get. I was like,
No, Lindsay Lohan is Jesus. Lindsay Lohan is
you've never
is the
seen
second
both of them
coming.
in the same place at the same time.
Exactly.
Just a little fishy. I'm also gonna go with Chad Michael Murray, because similarly to, I don't know, one of my other frickin' answers, he's had more of an impact on me.
I love One Tree Hill, so I'm gonna go with Chad Michael Murray also.
Oh my god, the three of us are going to hell. We are losing our fucking Catholicism licenses with this answer. I swear to God.
The Catholic Church is gonna come and, like, unbaptize me.
Jen, you didn't make me go to CCD for years for you on this podcast to choose Chad Michael Murray over our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Thank goodness my mom doesn't listen to this. Could be very bad for me.
Honestly, I'm saying the same thing right now, Jen.
Okay. FDR or Elvis?
It's one of those things where it's like, who's your favorite president? But it doesn't matter who you pick because they're all pieces of shit, you know? Like, you can find something fucked up that every single president has done. So I used to be an FDR stan back in the day, and I was like, he's my favorite president. And then you just realize that, like, every person who has power is corrupt and shitty. So I'm gonna pick Elvis.
I'm
Not to say he was a gem, but
I was like, what did FDR do? Like, nothing, you're just assuming that he's shitty?
he cheated on his wife, I'm sure. Eleanor deserved better.
I'll say FDR, because didn't he start, like, the national, like, forestry thing and all that stuff?
No, that was the other Roosevelt.
Teddy.
I'm pretty sure that was the other.
Oh,
that was
Teddy. Oh,
I'm
shoot.
pretty sure that
I'm
was
getting
Teddy.
I'm getting them confused. Oh, wait, no, Teddy Roosevelt's way cooler.
Yeah.
And by Teddy Roosevelt, I mean...
FDR had polio.
Yeah, by Teddy Roosevelt, though, in my head, I'm just thinking of Robin Williams playing him at Night at the Museum. Yeah, no, I'll say Elvis, then.
I'll say Elvis too. Did you know my uncle was a pilot for Elvis there? I told you, right?
Yes. Yeah, wild. Jen coming in with wild personal
I
stories
know,
this
I
week.
guess so. Going a little crazy. All right, Alexander Graham Bell or Prince?
So there's a whole thing about how Alexander Graham Bell didn't actually invent the telephone and how that whole thing was like some shit he stole from somebody else. So, and I don't believe Prince ever stole shit from anyone. So I'm choosing the artist formerly known as Prince.
Yeah, no, I'm also going with Prince. I remember learning all, because I learned, like, all about, like, how Alexander Graham Bell wasn't that guy, and yeah, he got all the glory for it, which is kind of fucked up. You know what Prince did? He wrote his own songs.
I'm going to go Prince, too. Jennifer Love Hewitt or Bjork?
I'm going to go with Bjork.
Yeah, definitely Bjork on this one.
I'm going to go with my Party of Five girl, Jennifer Love Hewitt. Sarah Jessica Parker or Pink?
See, now while I can respect both of them as artists, I don't think either of them really have done anything that's really, like, impacted me as a person. But I guess Pink, because she's a mom. Maybe Sarah Jessica Parker's also a mom, but I couldn't tell you. But I can tell you for certain that Pink is a mom. So I'll pick her.
I think Sarah Jessica Parker is definitely a mom. She's married to, like, Matthew Broderick, right?
Oh.
Ferris Bueller, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. All I know is Pink really loves her kids a lot, so I just don't see that same sort of love coming from SJP.
I'm gonna go for Sarah Jessica Parker because I feel like her body of media and work has just had more of a cultural impact than Pink's has. I know Pink kind of had a bit of a grip on the music scene in like the early 2000s, but
I think she writes for like everyone. I'm willing to bet that Pink writes for like people who
that
are
makes
famous
sense.
today.
That makes sense, but I still
I can't back that statement up with any facts, but I can say it with like 80% confidence.
Yeah. My favorite thing that Sarah Jessica Parker has given me is there's this girl on TikTok who goes and recites Sex in the City scenes. Like, she dresses up as, like, all of the characters, except she always throws her cat in as one. And that's probably one of my favorite people on TikTok, so I'm gonna have to say SJP, because I got that from her.
I'll take Pink. I love Pink. Philip Seymour Hoffman or Eminem?
Oh, this is a little unfair because Philip Seymour Hoffman is dead and died very tragically. But I'm going to pick Eminem because vomit on his sweater already, mom's spaghetti, you know?
I'm gonna go for Philip Seymour Hoffman on this one.
Yeah, I will. I'll go with Philip Seymour Hoffman as well. Lisa Marie Presley or Adele?
Who is Lisa Marie Presley?
Oh, it's
Elvis's daughter?
Yeah.
What has she done?
So let's see. She was married to Michael Jackson, I think.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, and she's an actress.
Okay, so Hollywood nepotism case. I'm definitely picking Adele.
Yeah, 100% Adele.
She wrote that fucking album when she was 19. That makes me feel like shit. And then she wrote the other one when she was 21. That also makes me feel like shit. What have I done? Nothing. My first album is going to be called 86. And it's just going to be...
Did you pick Adele too?
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Me too. All right, ding, ding, ding. Here's my triple. Madonna, Beyonce, or Shakira?
Okay, so we got all single names here. Madonna, Beyonce, or Shakira. I've got to go with Beyonce on this one. Though I love Shakira. I think she's a diva, but you can't really put her in the running here. We really just narrow it down to Madonna versus Beyonce. Like, she's great, but she's just not on that level. And to me, it's Beyonce, but I could see how there'd be a very valid argument for Madonna as well.
Yeah, I'm also gonna have to go with Beyonce. Here's the thing, if you put Rihanna in this mix instead of one of the other two, then that would be a really tough question. But yeah, definitely Beyonce.
I think that I'm gonna go with Shakira. I just love her.
You're gonna look me in the eyes right now, Jen, and you're gonna tell me you like Shakira more than Madonna. That Shakira has had more of an impact on your life than Madonna.
I just was going with my gut that I like her. I'm not really putting in that much thought into it. I had that song stuck in my head from Zootopia the other day, so maybe that's why I picked Shakira.
My god.
That was my earworm. All right, John Quincy Adams or Banksy?
Fuck Banksy. That guy's a dick. Yeah, I just think Banksy's a fucking dick, and it's kind of like made a spectacle and kind of a bad name of like the street art scene. And he's an asshole, and he's done some really shitty like things that he has then tried to pass off as performance art. So I'll go with John Quincy Adams, I guess, because
he's not Banksy.
yeah, right.
No, I'll take your lead on that as well and say John Quincy Adams.
Yeah, John Quincy Adams for the sweep. JFK or Zendaya?
Zendaya. No fucking... There's not a second in my mind that even considers.
Yeah, 100% Zendaya on this one.
Same for me. Okay, last one. Neil Patrick Harris or Rihanna?
Ooh, yeah, it's got to be Riri for me.
Yep, 100% Rihanna.
Yep, same. So that was it. That's all of them.
Well, thanks, Jen.
That was really good, Jen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was a really interesting diversion from Gone Girl, Neil Patrick Harris, the number of names people have, Chad Michael Murray versus Jesus. So I really appreciated how we got to this point. And thank you, as always, for coming on the pod.
All right, I love you guys. Have a good night.
Love you too. So can we talk about the police officers in this movie?
Yes.
Because so the main detective, I know her name is Rhonda. Detective Rhonda something. I don't know. And then she kind of has this, like, assistant who's kind of hanging out with her the whole time. But they're basically, like, the two main people on the case. And they show, Ben Affleck is like, ring, 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 911. Hello, yes. My wife? Where could she be? And they show up and they start being like, you know, asking him questions, like, kind of subtly to, like, feel him out. They're like, oh, does your wife, like, have hobbies? Does she have friends? And he's like, I don't really know. I don't really know anything about my wife, actually. And they're like, okay, keeping tabs on you. I think if Detective Rhonda was on every murder case in America, there would be no unsolved crimes, because this bitch walks up into their house and starts putting sticky notes on the most random shit, and you know that she knows, like, the tiniest blood spatter on, like, the opposite side of their kitchen, she clocks that shit immediately from 30 yards away. She's like, oh, I see it.
It's like... It's like she's a robot and you can see her eyes just zoom in.
But yeah, I love the way that she is completely convinced that it's Ben Affleck. It's like, she's like, I know you killed your wife, I just have to find a way to prove it, basically. And I love that for her. I love Detective Rhonda. She's really just doing the most.
I'm not usually rooting for the cops in any movies, but this one I was like, yeah, Rhonda, you should arrest him. Yeah.
Even, like, after I know that he is innocent, I'm like, I don't know, maybe still do it. Run it. I'm not gonna stop you.
Yeah. You're like, even if he didn't kill his wife, he's done something. Something that's offensible.
But so he does, like, assault her. So there's a scene in the movie where he's like ready to go out, aka go out, like, out to cheat on her, literally. She's like, can I come? And he's like, no, I'm just, like, gonna bull out with the boys, like, you wouldn't even like it. And she's like, okay, but can we have a baby? And he's like,
was that even a real, that wasn't real, though. That was, like, one of her journal entries, I think, from my understanding of it. Because she was like, let's have a baby. And his whole thing was, like, she never wanted a baby, I wanted a baby.
Oh, really? I thought that was real, that he actually push her to the ground, like, that was a real thing that happened.
No, I don't think so. That does happen in the end, though, once she comes back and they're, like, about to and then she's like, Bestie, I'm pregnant. He's like,
and he's like, literally how? Yeah. He's like, literally how? And she's like, I have my ways, don't worry.
He's like, my dick has been flaccid since you left.
But no, I don't know. I was under the impression that he had been a little bit aggressive to her in the past, and that was, like, maybe kind of what spurred her, like, really wanting to leave, like, her being like, I have to get out of here ASAP kind of situation.
I don't think so. I don't think that was, like, an actual scenario that happened, but I don't know.
I missed that. Because I guess in the book, which I have not read, and if any of you have read the book, you can, feel free to correct us or let us know. But I know that, like, the movie makes it seem a little more one-sided, that, like, she is absolutely completely unhinged and he's just sort of, like, an oafish victim in all of this. Whereas I guess in the book, it's much more apparent that they are, like, same, you know, that they are both kind of unhinged and, like, mentally unstable and a little bit, like, abusive towards each other. And, like, that's why in the end they're actually perfect for each other, ? I guess is the lesson we're supposed to take away from this. But, like,
yeah,
I guess. But I guess in the book it's like he's pretty aggressive too.
I think that might have made the movie a little more interesting, because as much as I like this movie, I will say it feels a little slow at times. At least, like, definitely, like, during the police investigation, pretty much. Like, before you get told, like, hey, Rosamund Pike is alive and well. You know what I mean? There's, like, that first sort of, like, hour, 45 minutes or something like that, where I'm like, okay, you've still got me on the line here, but you're gonna need to pick up, like, a little bit.
Exactly.
And the timing is really perfect. I will say that.
I was gonna say, I agree that it's a little bit slow, but for me, the payoff makes it worth it. Like, it makes me think, like, oh, wow, you were really, like, drawing out the line really far and, like, slowly reeling me in for it to then, like, totally be worth it. Whereas I think a lot of movies try to do that, and then the big reveal is not worth the time they wasted to
Yeah.
set it all up. And yeah, I think this movie is a total masterclass in like storytelling. Just the way they slowly reveal bits of information and then it's the big one. Like, oh, it's so good.
Well, that's why I feel like David Fincher, like, that's one of the things that makes him, like, the director that he is, and I feel like is kind of, like, threaded out, like, a lot of his filmography. Like, I'd say, like, Girl with the Dragon Tattoo is, like, sort of similar in that way. That it's all the little clues, which, that one is very much more of, like, a murder mystery. This one's a little bit, like, more on the mundane side, I suppose, but, like, that's what is so intriguing about it.
For me, the part where it like kind of starts to lose me a little bit is like all the shit about her parents writing this book series about her and sort of like she was never able to like live up to the expectations of this book character they created about her, which is like certainly adds to the story in some degree, but to me that's like if we had to cut back on this movie to like trim it down by 20-30 minutes, like, that's a piece I could have lived without. And, like, they could have still been a part of the whole investigation, literally just because they're her parents. We don't need this whole background story about how they've, like, you know, immortalized their child as a children's book character and how that has contributed to her, like, mental instability.
Yeah, no, I 1,000% agree with you on that. It just, like, I will say, like, and I don't hate all movies that range over 2 hours, because this clocks at, like, I think it's like 2:34 or something like that, which is fine. But like, I definitely like a movie to stay under 2 hours or like at 2 hours. 2:30 feels like starts to feel like work a little bit.
Yeah, I love a crisp like 100 minutes.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
But yeah, that part, I think the only good part to come out of that is there's this really great meme, and it's the Amazing Amy, like, book cover style, but it's of her, like, mopping up her own blood. So, like, somebody's, like a fan art, like, drew, like, the Amazing Amy style, like, children's book cover, but it's just, like, Rosamund Pike just, like, mopping her own blood off the floor. That, I think, is really good, and maybe made that extra little tidbit worth it. But, yeah, I totally could have gone without. And, like, there's this whole backstory. They keep doing flashbacks about, like, the development of her and Ben Affleck's relationship, and I'm like, I don't need to see them, like, at a bar together. Like, I get it. Like, I get that they were in love at one point.
Like, it definitely adds a little depth to the story, but there was like one or two flashbacks that I was like, okay, I get it. I'm not the director, so.
Yeah, I'm David Fincher can personally defend himself to me. David, if you'd like to make a statement, I'm all ears.
Yeah, we're like the film court.
Right. But there's also this whole, like, underlying thing about, like, the recession and how they both lost their jobs. They're both, like, freelance writers or some shit. They, like, both, like, work for magazines as, like, columnists. And Amy has this, like, trust fund, essentially, so she can just kind of do whatever the fuck she wants. And then Ben Affleck gets let go from his job, and then she also gets let go from their job, and then they really quickly move to Missouri so they can take care of Ben Affleck's dying mom. But they buy what looks like a $3 million house.
It's like,
or, like, they rent it. They say they rent it. They don't buy it. But, like, still, that's like a fucking McMansion. If you're in a fucking recession and you're both unemployed, how the fuck did you get approved for this house?
It's Missouri. Have you ever seen those things? Like it costs, like, millions of dollars to live in, like, a 3-foot box in, like, LA. But, like, a couple, like maybe, like, a couple $1,000s can get you, like, a mansion in, like, rural Texas or something like that.
A couple thousand.
Just, like, seriously.
Yeah, I guess. I suppose I didn't think about, like...
Okay,
I don't know, it looks like a really nice neighborhood.
It does look like a nice neighborhood. Oh my god. One of the most... as much as I hated Ben Affleck, generally, but in this movie, I hate... the neighbor that Amy, like, befriends to, like, have some credibility and all that stuff. Oh my god.
I think she was supposed to be insufferable because Amy says, like, befriend a local idiot and, like, collect her pregnant pee to trick doctors, essentially.
She's
But yeah, she was also...
She fills the role. It's just...
They also keep using the term best friend, and I'm like, haven't you only lived here for, like, a year? Like, like, your neighbor that you occasionally hang out with is your, like, oh, that's my best friend. Yeah. That's my best friend who got murdered. Like, I don't really know about that girl.
Yeah, like, what's the time span on, like, Best Friends? Like, when do you put a label on it? There's a lot of characters I dislike in this movie, but Neil Patrick Harris's character is horrifying.
Right? Because there's, like, a hot minute that, for me, I'm like, Amy, you've got it set. You've got this extremely wealthy man who's basically offering a getaway escape for you. He's like, we'll run away to Greece. He's like, we'll use all of my money and we'll cover this shit up. And I'm like, girl, this is it. But then slowly you realize, like, the way he talks to her, I'm like, oh yeah, I couldn't deal with that shit either. Like, that is not, like, you know, he wasn't even just a little bit annoying, that it was, like, could be something she could tolerate for, like, a little bit until she figured out a better thing to do. It was like, no, you gotta get rid of this fast. He, like, buys her tweezers and is like, you need to pluck your eyebrows so you feel more like yourself again. Yeah. And I was just like, oh, that's the last straw for me. When he was like, you look like shit, so if you're, like, not walking around the house in lingerie, I just don't think you're gonna feel like yourself.
Yeah, right? Oh my god. Like, if I was in Amy's position, I think I would have felt less safe in that house than being out on the road with no money.
Right?
Like, he was so creepy. And he did it, I mean, like, Neil Patrick Harris played it so well. That, like, made my skin crawl a little bit.
Right? I know in an interview, Rosamund Pike was talking about, like, the sex scenes she had to do in this movie, basically. And she's like, yeah, it's just a little awkward, because, you know, you're, like, fully naked in, like, some little fake Hollywood underwear in a bed with Neil Patrick Harris, and, like, you have a husband, he has a husband. Like, there's a full film crew of people watching you, and I was like, yeah, I can imagine how that would be. It's not comfortable.
I wonder what it was like getting literally just sprayed with fake blood. You know what I mean?
Right?
How many takes did they do? I want to know.
Right. I've heard that David Fincher is kind of notorious for doing an insane amount of takes and then just out loud being like, delete the first 100. You know what I mean? And all the actors are like, oh my god, we've been here for 6 hours. And he's just like, delete them. We're starting over. And everyone's like, Jesus Christ. Because I guess he's like, I don't like earnest performances. He's like, so, you know, your first 15 takes are going to be, like, super earnest, and I don't want that. So he's very much that. So I bet they did that take.
Yeah, he wants to wear you down.
Yeah, right? The blood splatter. They had to get truckloads.
Honestly. I mean, it looked really great. I didn't love the editing of it. There was, like, a lot of, like, it reminded me of that scene in frickin' Bohemian Rhapsody where it cuts every 3 seconds or something like that. But I understand, like, why they did it. They're not just gonna have, like, one long shot of him bleeding out onto her.
Of her, like, pinning his hands down so he can't save his own life. Yeah. I feel that. My biggest, like, pet peeve with that whole situation, not that I'm arguing that this is a super realistic movie in any sense, because it's kind of not, but she is, like, covered in his blood. She gets in his car and drives home to Ben Affleck. She then, like, falls into his arms. She's like, in lingerie, and she's covered in blood. She goes to the hospital. They, like, you know, suss out her medical situation, and then she's, like, in a wheelchair, getting interviewed by the police, still covered in blood.
Oh, yeah.
And then she goes home, and she takes a shower, and she tells Ben Affleck, come with me so I know you're not wearing a wire. And she's washing all the blood off of her. They don't have showers at the fucking hospital.
Right. That's one of those things that I was like, this is really weird. This is super weird.
They would have kept her at the hospital for at least 12 hours. And that is at the minimum, I think, to do. They have to, first of all, they have to test that that's, you know, they have to take samples of things, rape kit, I'm sure, for her whole story, evaluate her whole situation, make sure, you know, interview by the police, yada, yada, yada. That is a minimum of 12 hours. And you couldn't let that woman have a shower?
Nope.
A sponge bath?
It's like, yeah.
It's up to her neck. It's up to her jawline, her striking jawline. It's fucking dried, crusted blood.
Like, especially for, like, a trauma victim, if that's how they're treating this, like, you would want to get this man's she's covered in like 90% of all of his blood or something like that. That would be one of the first things you do is like throw her in a bath or something. But it's like, no, we're gonna leave you covered in blood.
Just to really let this sit in about what happened. But I will say, Detective Rhonda, back at it again, being so fucking good at her job. As soon as Rosamund Pike starts spinning her story, she's like, there are some inconsistencies here. And everyone's like, can you please not, like, berate this victim?
Rhonda,
like that.
Rhonda,
She's
will
like,
you shut the fuck up?
Because all of a sudden now she's team Affleck, and she's like on his side, and she's like, wait, we gotta go out to lunch. Like, let's go out for beer so you can tell me how shitty your wife is. Like, all of a sudden she's like, you killed your wife. Wait, just kidding. We're friends now. It's like her, Tyler Perry, Ben Affleck, and his irrelevant twin sister are like getting beers at the end of this movie, like talking about how crazy Amy is. Like, what the fuck?
They look like they could be like that friend group that does like trivia together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like, they don't really get to hang out that often, but like
friends from college. Should we get into our regularly scheduled program?
Yeah, sure. Fuck, marry, kill. Do we want to pick like a main, like, was it like Nick Dunn, Amy Dunn, and like who? Neil Patrick Harris? Because like that's testy. Those are testy waters.
Oh god. I mean, I guess so. Just because that is a really hard fuck, marry, kill.
Would you make any argument for a third? Because there's Nick Dunn, Amy Dunn, and then like who else has the most screen time?
I'd say
like,
Rhonda, honestly.
Or Margot, his twin sister. She kind of has a lot of screen time too. I don't really care about her.
Yeah, I'd say Rhonda is the other one that really pushes the story forward. You know what I mean?
Okay, because then at least we have something to work with there.
Yeah.
At least, because I'm totally gonna marry Rhonda, I'm gonna fuck Rosamund Pike, and I'm gonna kill Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Like,
okay,
done.
So let's take Rhonda out of the equation. Let's sub in Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah, I cannot fuck or marry Neil Patrick Harris, so he's gotta go. Because I would say I'd be willing to tolerate quite a bit of bullshit for that extravagant of a lifestyle, but I could not. I simply could not. I haven't shaved my legs in like 4 years. Neil Patrick Harris would not be having any of that. So I just don't think that would work for either of us. So I'm gonna have to kill him, and then I guess I'll fuck Ben Affleck and marry Rosamund Pike.
Like, I guess I agree with you there because I'm not gonna let myself, because I think one of the biggest gripes that Rosamund Pike's character has with him is that he like pretty much lets himself go. You know what I mean? Like there's like, you let the expectation of like your marriage like just like fall away or whatever. Like, it's not quite to the standard of like Neil Patrick Harris, but she has a standard, and I feel like I could be there. I could manage myself.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't sleep on like 1,000 thread count sheets, but I also like, I do shower.
Yes.
So
exactly.
Somewhere in between there is me.
Yeah. But like, out of the whole movie, I think I would have to, who am I gonna kill? Ben Affleck. I'll kill Ben Affleck. I'll marry Rhonda. And then, you know what? I'm gonna fuck Neil Patrick Harris's lake house. Like, that was probably, like, the best scene in the whole movie is when he's going through and, like, showing her around the most extravagant house I've ever seen in my life. And he's like, yeah, the floors are heated. I've got, like, this crazy bed that will literally, like, align your chakras.
Yeah. He's like, there's Ben and Jerry's every flavor stocked in the freezer. He's like, I don't even live here. I literally just come, like, this is the house that for when women call me because they're in distress.
Yeah.
This is what this house is for you, Amy. Is that I've been waiting. And this is actually the big moment.
Yeah. I tailored this specifically to all of your needs, wants, and likes.
Yeah. Like, her half-used shampoo bottle is, like, already in the shower. Like, her toothbrush is there. He's like, don't worry, I rounded up your stuff.
It's like, Ben's in jail right now, so I just let myself in.
Right, I'm trying to think of, like, there's honestly not a ton of likable characters in this movie, which I do really like. I like a movie starring all, like, people you kind of feel questionable about, because then you kind of get to evaluate yourself and, like, your opinions of them, because, like, the movie where the protagonist is super likable and you're supposed to root for them, like, yeah, that's very, like, base level, but, like, going beyond that, being like, wow, I fucking hate everyone, this movie's awesome, you know? But I have to agree with you. I'm totally gonna marry Ben Affleck. I'm like trying to switch it up. Sorry, kill. Well, I'm gonna marry him, and then I'm gonna stage my own murder,
yes.
and I'm just gonna do it better than Amy.
Yeah, you'll have a gun with you. You will have gotten jacked at this point.
Yeah, right. I'm gonna use my days as a housewife, but it's like how everyone over COVID was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna use this time to really better myself, and we all just like got fat and watched TikTok. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I would say that as a housewife, I would get ripped, but I totally wouldn't. So, no, I'll kill Ben Affleck like you. I really can't think of anybody in this movie more likable than Rhonda, which is, like, fucked to say I'm gonna marry a cop, but yeah, I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna marry Rhonda, and then I'm gonna I'll fuck Ben Affleck's twin sister, because she seems really... I'll pull a you, and, like, it seems like she's, like, really going through it.
She's stressed.
And she's like, I'm about to take out a 17th mortgage on my house to help you pay for Tyler Perry as a lawyer. Ben Affleck's like, thanks, sis. And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do not help him in this way. I wish I was there to just knock some sense into her. I'd say I'd fuck Emily Ratajkowski because she's so fucking hot, but she just seems dumb as bricks. When she shows up to, like, a candlelight vigil for Amy and, like, whispers, like, you asshole to Ben Affleck, I'm like, you know he's married.
Yeah, right.
You literally know he's married. Like, you don't think he's gonna go to his own wife's candlelight vigil? Like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, oh my god. I totally agree with you there. Like, she's a fucking idiot.
Have you seen that picture on Instagram of her holding her baby? Like a fucking handbag. Oh my god.
Its head is, like, ready to snap off. that baby was born, like, a week ago, and she is just like, kind of, she, like, holds it by his arm.
She has it on a keychain, like...
Just, like, hangs it. It's like, you know how people have those key hooks, like, in their house? Just kind of hangs the baby up.
Oh my god. She deleted that Instagram photo, like, mere hours after it was posted, because everybody in the comments was like, I'm calling Child Protective Services.
Oh my god, that was really funny.
But I guess she got cast in this movie because Ben Affleck had been signed on to the project, and he was like, they were discussing, you know, David Fincher, the casting people were like, oh, we need basically just like a young hot girl to be this like dumb affair thing, and he was like, have you guys seen the Robin Thicke Blurred Lines music video? And everyone was like, Ben Affleck, what the fuck are you talking about? And he's like, wait, hold up. And he, like, you know, airplayed from his phone to the big screen. And he's like, her, because she's, I don't know if she's naked, but she's at least topless in that music video. And I think that was kind of like her first, like, burst of fame, because she was a pretty successful model, but, like, not, like, A-list celebrity level.
Like, no one knew her name.
And so he's like, that girl.
They were just like, oh, she's super hot.
Yeah, right. He's like... And I guess David Fincher was really impressed with her commitment to, like, being nude in a Robin Thicke music video. So he's like, yeah, I guess we'll get her to be your 20-year-old girlfriend, Ben Affleck. Thanks for the hot tip.
Ben Affleck was, like, just waiting there. They're like, God, I hope they ask about this. I hope they ask about this. Because he just so desperately wanted to make out with Emily Ratajkowski.
No, it was totally, like... He was, like, jacking off in his trailer, and David Fincher came in, and he, like, shoves his dick. He's like, oh, I have a great idea, actually. This video, you see this video up on my computer? I'm actually doing a lot of really important research, David, and I think I have a really hot tip for you. That's what happened. Ben Affleck pulled that out to cover his own ass for jerking it on the job.
That sounds about right. Oh my goodness.
So what about food and drink?
So I would say that, I mean, what I did was pretty satisfactory, so I'll recommend that. Because what I ended up doing was, I really didn't want to cook for myself. And I was like, okay, what's in the movie? And there's that, during the Cool Girl monologue, Amy Dunn is, like, eating this, like, fast food burger or something like that. And I was like, Amy would want me to treat myself. So I went to Five Guys. And I'd say you just go and you get whatever your favorite, like, fast food, maybe a little better than, like, fast food, which is where I, like, slot Five Guys. It's, like, above Wendy's, like, McDonald's and all that.
Like it doesn't have a drive-through.
Yeah, like go to...
you have to enter the establishment.
Yeah.
Like Chipotle, you know, you have to go in.
Yeah, I'd say, like, you get something, like, on the level of, like, Shake Shack, Five Guys, like, In-N-Out, something like that. I'd say you get yourself a burger, pull an Amy, and then my drink was also sort of inspired in that way, because I was like, what do I feel like this woman drinks? And so I ended up making a gin and tonic because I feel like she takes her drinks strong. I would have done like a martini or something like that, but everyone knows how we feel about martinis on this podcast.
Too much.
It's a little too much. So I'd say get yourself a burger and then like make yourself some sort of like gin drink, maybe like gin and juice if you want to be like a little more fruity or something like that.
No, I love that. Ironically enough, I also ate a burger.
Really?
Mine was I had gone out to lunch with my mom. And, like, restaurant portions are, like, so fucking huge. So I took her leftovers and my leftovers home in, like, a little doggy bag. And I just, like, zapped them in the oven. So it's, like, you know, leftover restaurant hamburger. But, yeah, mine, it was, like, had, like, bacon and, you know, cheese and all that good stuff. And, like, fries, like, kind of soggy leftover fries, which are, like, kind of good in their own way. So, yeah, I also had a burger, too. So that actually really checks out. I know in that scene, she also, like, goes into a grocery store and, like, gets a bunch of like Little Debbie snack cakes.
That'd be fun.
You know what I mean? She's like, I'm living my best life right now. She like grabs like, I don't know, like some fucking Welch's fruit snacks, some like oatmeal pies, just like you could probably go back and see what she actually picks, but just like, yeah, go into a fucking like gas station or something and just treat yourself to some shitty food. And they drink wine in this movie at one point, like her and the neighbor as she's befriending the stupid neighbor and like harvesting her piss. They're like chugging Chardonnay, and I think Neil Patrick Harris is drinking a white wine at some point. So I drink white wine during this movie. I'm just trying to justify myself contextually. Not that I drink white wine every night anyways, so it was not an inspired choice for me, but it can be for you.
Yeah.
And like I feel like any movie that includes blood, we just like say to do something red. We're like Twilight, grenadine, you know. So I guess if you wanted to do, because like there's a bloody murder scene, if you wanted to do a red drink, I guess that would also really fit the bill. And then what would you follow this up with?
So I didn't really think very hard about this because it kind of placed itself for me. Because I watched this movie like not long ago, and it is also starring Rosamund Pike. And it is I Care a Lot, that new Netflix one, where if you want to stay on the Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girlboss theme, this is 110% the next movie to follow it up with. I'd say this is even probably even more like Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girlboss. Really, definitely Gaslight. So, and I think it's more fun than this. It's not quite as dark. It's still fucked up. And it's still Rosamund Pike being a cunt. But like great performances. I think it's a pretty fun movie. Also it's gay, which is a lot better than like there's Ben Affleck, and then you see like Rosamund Pike and her girlfriend in this one, and I'm like, this feels better. This sparks joy. So I'd say you follow it up with that. It's a really good movie. So what about you?
That's a really good pick. So I don't think you can watch another two David Finchers in a row is like, that's just brutal.
That's like
so like you can't really do that.
That's like a full quarter of your day, because every David Fincher movie is at least 2.5 hours long.
Right. And then, like I mentioned earlier, Missy Pyle, if you want to do an actor correlation, watch fucking Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the Johnny Depp one, where fucking Missy Pyle plays Violet Beauregard. She plays Violet's mom and is just so good in that. Also, a Tyler Perry movie, maybe. I don't really know about that, I guess.
One of the
but,
Medea movies.
That would be like that would be just like a really funny next step to take. But my only like note of any substance here is, what is a movie about a marriage that is maybe getting a little bit on the rocks because the parents are kind of overbearing, kind of, you know how they are in this movie, like they don't really like Nick. It's kind of a point of contention in their relationship. Shrek 2. So it's just like about a couple who's kind of going through it with the in-laws and maybe just like kind of scheming and plotting. I don't know. Honestly, after this movie, I just need something a little uplifting. So I think you should watch Shrek 2.
I think that's absolutely brilliant. Oh my god. Because you get all the great music. Like, this, I don't think this has, like, anything other than score in it. Shrek 2 is the masterpiece of a soundtrack.
Yeah, right? Like, perhaps the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
Both Shrek movies just really do it. So, and I just think you need to just, you need something a little fun after watching Rosamund Pike, Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girlboss for a full almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
So that's my hot take.
That is such a fun 180. I love that.
And to round this off, I'm going to make a potentially controversial statement by saying that everyone quotes the cool girl speech, right? That's the thing from this movie that everybody, like, the GIF sets on Tumblr, the pull-away quotes people use, like, the cool girl speech is, like, it,
The video
right?
comes up on my
For
timeline,
me,
like, at least, like, every 6 months.
yeah, right? I just think that something that is entirely overlooked is the "I'm that cunt" speech.
Yes!
That she gives at the very end, where Ben Affleck has her chokeholded against the wall and he calls her a cunt, and then she fucking pops up and she's like, "I'm that cunt you married." She's like, "You could have married some Midwestern cunt, but you chose this cunt." And it's so good. And I think that that's the speech of the movie that everyone needs to be giving their love to.
I totally agree with you there. Oh my goodness. What would you rate this? I know we don't always rate the movies.
Like 8 out of 10 for me. It's definitely one that I like will revisit. Even though I know all the twists and turns, I still just like love to watch it because it's very gripping. You certainly have to be in the right mood. I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of a lot to take in, but I certainly watch it a lot, and I think it's like, I'm not gonna say genius, but like pretty fucking good movie. So yeah, I'll give it an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, no, I'd say 7.5, 8 is where I sit as well. It's definitely not my favorite Fincher, but it's high up there. It's a great movie.
Right, because it's just like the acting is right, like the screenplay is right, like the writing, just everything about it is just like what it should be. But for anybody out there who wants a little bit of a book suggestion, Gillian Flynn, who wrote Gone Girl, has this tiny, tiny little novella. I'm gonna say it's about the size of like an iPhone, maybe a little bit bigger. It's like not even 100 pages. It's like, 80 fucking pages. It took me like an afternoon to read it, but it's called The Grown Up. And it's about this like tarot card reading sex worker who gets a babysitting job at a haunted house. Like, it's just wild. And it's really fucking good. I guess, the guy who wrote the Game of Thrones books and her are like friends, and he was like, write me a story, like write me something. And she was like, okay. And so she wrote him this little thing, and it got published into a little novella, and I really fucking liked it. And it totally gives that same kind of Gone Girl, like you don't really know where the twists are going thing. So if you need just like an afternoon, I bet you could get it as like an ebook for like a couple of dollars. I'm willing to bet. Or like from your library for free or something. But yeah, it's called The Grown Up by Gillian Flynn. That's my suggestion of what you should do after watching
That sounds
this.
really fun. I like the concept.
Yeah, it's really good. It's like totally twisty and turny, like this one is.
Good.
And I bet her series, because it's Gone Girl, and then there's like 2 other ones called like Sharp Objects and like something else.
Oh, she did Sharp Objects?
Which I know.
It's like
Yeah. So she wrote. I think they're all like. I don't know if they're a series, but I think they're all like related in some way.
yeah. Well, they did. Isn't
yeah.
They did. They made Sharp Objects into a like a mini series, right? That one.
Yeah, with Amy Adams.
Sweet. I haven't watched it yet, but damn, knowing that she's also the one that conceptualized that, I'll have to.
So this has been our big kickoff for Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girlboss month, because once we came up with this theme, we're like, it's got to start with Gone Girl. 2 more G's. Gaslight, Gatekeep, Girlboss, Gone Girl. It's just right.
It fits so well.
So for the rest of this month, we will be doing movies that fall into that theme. I know we've gotten some suggestions from you guys already, which have been awesome. So keep those rolling in, or even just for like the future, if you're not about Gas Keep Gate Light Girl Boss. Boss keep gate light gas boss. Just any movie. We love hearing from you guys. Our Twitter, Instagram, everything, email, website, TikTok will all be in the description below. I'm pointing down as if we're like doing a live stream right now. Like I'm not pointing at anything.
Yeah. Also, we'd love to hear from you guys if you'd ever like be interested in like having us do a live stream where we like just watch a movie, and I don't know if we do it on like Twitch or Instagram Live or like even a Zoom call or something like that, and if we all kind of watch a movie together. So let us know.
That'd be so cute. Yeah, I think Instagram Live would be like the lowest quality, but the easiest for us to do, but we'd be willing to do something as like established. So just like gauging you guys' interest on if you'd be down to tune into a little live stream with us. That could be, you could hear us unfiltered. I edit out all the stupid shit we say usually, which is I'm sure will come as a surprise to a lot of you. So you'll really get the raw, unfiltered swamp experience. So yeah, let us know about that. As always, we have merch up on our website. Check it out. We're certainly looking to do more of that in the future. And thanks for listening. Don't kill your wife.